Welcome to the Dream, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Damashi, and we're back for some more Baldur's Gate 3, Patch 4, Druid. Okay, so it took me a lot of fast traveling and walking around and resting, but I finally got the next Gale scene to trigger. Pretty.
Oh. My, you startled me. It's miles away.
Is everything okay? The figure you conjured, who is she? Someone you miss? Just go to sleep, why don't you? We have a long day ahead of us. The figure you conjured, who is she? Someone you miss. So there should be more dialogue options here, obviously. There should be a persuasion roll. I don't know what you could do as a deception roll, but maybe you could add a deception roll here. I don't like the idea of picking an intimidation roll here, but you should probably have an intimidation roll here as well. You don't have that look on your face when you're looking at no one.
What can I say? She's Mistra. Can't quite describe it. The need I sometimes feel to see her, to draw the filaments of fantasy into existence. No sculpture or painting could ever do her justice. Only the fabric that she herself is and embodies. The weave. Mistra is all magic. As far as I'm concerned, she is all creation.
I didn't realize the depth of your devotion. You sound like a smitten schoolboy. That's just a lot of delusion speaking. I'll add more here that I think should be here in post, as always. You sound like a smitten schoolboy.
It's a kind of love, after all. Magic is my life. I've been in touch with the weave for as long as I can remember. There's nothing like it. It's like music, poetry, physical beauty, all rolled into one and given expression through the senses. Would you like to experience this?
More dialogue options of different flavors that are of the same intent as 1 and 2, but of different tones and flavor, as always. Yes, I would.
Then follow my lead.
Astarion photobombing the scene. You should probably move this scene to a different location like the romance scenes.
Now you.
Alright, so we have performance. You imitate the gesture with a flourish. Sleight of hand. You imitate the gesture quickly and decisively. Arcana. You imitate... Why are these all dexterity? That's wrong. Maybe it's using dexterity, because it's like, because dexterity is my highest stat, and it's like, we'll let you use your highest stat for these. Even though, is there a way to check my character? If I, character sheet. Nope, can't check my character. So what I would have liked to see is something that should happen is you should be able to check your character's stats and ability score, yada yada, from the while you're in a cutscene. We're gonna go with Arcana.
You feel something strange, like a kind word and a kind touch at the same time. It's warm and comfortable.
Excellent. Now, repeat after me. Athran Mistra real Kantrak Eo.
Interesting that it's like... I don't know what it's using to decide which ability scores it is using to determine these, because Arcana is not wisdom, it's intelligence. Performance, I think that's charisma. But then we have performance here. So we have performance that's charisma, and then we have another performance that's not that. Okay, performance intelligence. Okay, I see what they're doing here. So they're giving different performances that is like performance charisma, performance intelligence. I think I get what they're trying to do here. So we'll repeat the words boldly and proud. Oh my god, no.
No, I'm sorry. But it looks like magic's not on the cards tonight. Perhaps I'm not quite the teacher I fancy myself to be. In any case, don't blame yourself. Mistra can be a fickle mistress. Coy to a T. Good night.
Oh my god, weighted dice screwed me over. I'm considering turning it off just because it screwed me over like that. I rolled a 19, so it's like, oh, you're rolling too well consistently. We're gonna give you a 1. Ugh. Okay, so I'm gonna reload. And we'll do that again. I'll be back when I get back. I just want to say, I'm back. 2, I had to endure several loading screens to get here, and they were all very long. 3, the fact that this scene is critical to Gale's romance. You cannot romance Gale without getting this scene, and you need to succeed at it all. The fact that you need to succeed at it all the time, with so many rolls, kind of sucks. Because you flub any of these, you have to do it again. And there's no option to be like, let me retry, I know I can do this. If that was like an option, it was like, oh, you failed it. It's like, no, Gale, I can do this, just let me retry. Alright. Repeat the words, bold and proud. Hopefully, I don't remember if there are any more rolls after this. Now that I've gotten a 19, the weighted dice is probably going to give my next roll a 1. In fact, I only got that 19 because my previous roll was a 3.
A sliver of weave that tastes sweet on the tongue.
Very good. Now, I want you to picture in your mind the concept of harmony. As true as you can.
Okay, insight, recall a memory of early youth, a happy family moment. Nature, which, 1, probably wouldn't be an option for a half-drow, because, half-drows have a rough time. 2, nature, picture a place of utter peace, away from harm and all mayhem of civilization. I can't tell if it's like, it's using my higher stat, or if this nature would always be wisdom. Like, there's not a lot of consistency in the skill checks in this part right here. Like, there is a thing in tabletop where the GM can, or the DM can go, you're not skill proficient, but there's another skill that you could use as a substitute, so I'll let you use that one. So, like, say, instead of using your intelligence, because you're rock dumb, I'll let you use your wisdom. I can't tell if the game is actually doing that for this scene, because when I was playing through this as my warlock, it wasn't doing that. It was actually giving me the weaker stats, the weaker ability scores for a lot of these. So, I'm gonna go with nature, because history, I'm pretty sure history is an intelligence one as well. So we're gonna go nature. I am a druid after all, and there should be a druid nature one. Okay. I got really scared that I have to redo this all over again. Also, the camera is, this scene needs some camera work done.
You see, or is it sense, the presence of a woman, the woman who hovered over Gale's palm. There's something like the anticipation of a kiss, then the pleasure of being cloaked in peace. You are safe. You are nestled in the cup of Mistra's hand.
You did it! You're channeling the weave. How does it feel?
Magical. You're a good teacher. It feels like a good time to call it a night. There should be more options here. I shall edit them in post as to what they would be. I'm gonna go with, you're a good teacher.
Oh, I know.
The weave connects you. The moment feels intimate.
This is... The two options here is weird. We'll go with one.
You realize the weave is making you one. You have but to imagine your desire, and Gale will know it.
So you can picture kissing him. You can picture a walk holding hands. You can picture kicking him in the gut. You can picture his severed head on a spike. You can picture nothing. This is a bad idea. So I would picture... I would add several options here. One being, I picture embracing Gale. I would also add several platonic options, because I'd like players to get this scene while still having a platonic relationship with Gale, rather than a romantic one. And if Gale wants something, and if Gale, the character, wants something more from there, he can make that feeling known. And then the player has the option to respond in kind or not. I'm going to picture kissing him.
I didn't think...
You perceive quick-fire gusts of embarrassment, trepidation, and finally, elation.
That face isn't elated.
I wasn't expecting... But it is a pleasant image, to be sure. Most pleasant, in fact. Most welcome.
The weave evaporates, and as it does so, you realize the night feels suddenly cold and lonesome.
There it goes. How easily things slip away from us. No matter how hard they were in the obtaining.
What is happening to your neck, Gale?
I enjoyed sharing a moment of magic with you.
Alright. I really like that scene. The weave scene is fantastic. Just needs a bit more touches on dialogue options. Needs some way better camera work. Because, whoo boy, camera work is rough there. Probably should take us to just a different location in camp for that scene. But I love Gale. He's my favorite character in the game. He's also the only one I'm attracted to.
How can I help?
I never realized it was so easy to cast magic. That line is... Okay, again, we're having that problem of... This is not a good dialogue option. But it's the only option you can have to continue the conversation. Which is a problem. So instead there should be a line that would be like, I'd like to talk about what we experienced in the Weave. And then Gale says, okay, whatever Gale would say in response to that. And then this would be one of the dialogue options that we could pick, but there would be different options of a different tone that would be talking about the Weave scene.
I assure you it's not. Don't get me wrong, you did well. The somatic component, the vocal component, even the focus on the inner self that invites Mistra in. But I was still your conduit. To perform such a feat alone requires much and arduous study. Yet it is life's most worthy pursuit in my impartial, if not humble opinion.
Alright. So what do you think about what I pictured when we were connected by the Weave?
Oh, I was surprised, but pleasantly so. Just like I said, amid the madness that has befallen us, it seems almost out of place to think of a kiss. And yet, now more than ever, it's important to recall what makes us human. Well, you know what I mean. A stolen glance, that sudden heartbeat. Sometimes the little things are worth more than kingdoms. They promise things to come.
I'm of the belief that Gale is Cassis. Or I can't remember the character's name. The guy who ruled the kingdom of Netheril. I'm of the belief that Gale is him. Because it's interesting that he would say that was very interesting wording there about mentioning a kingdom specifically, and he will talk about the kingdom of Netheril later. And we'll get to that when we get to it. I think this will be a shorter video, because it has been such an arduous journey trying to get the weave scene to trigger. I don't know what we're gonna do next. We did Nettie, we talked to Kaga. I guess we can do our second dungeon. So I think I will position myself in front of the second dungeon, and that is what we will do next part. If you enjoyed the content of this video, please like the video, comment down below, share the video around, and subscribe to the channel, because it tells me you like my content and want me to keep making it. It also helps the channel grow. Until next time, later.